Hi, welcome to the Bismeal's News Corner. Here are the top stories for today. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dashed hopes for a swift end to the conflict with Hamas. He categorically rejected the proposed ceasefire agreement, contradicting earlier statements from the Biden administration. President Biden had suggested a deal was imminent. However, Netanyahu firmly stated that a ceasefire was not on the table. The international community is watching with bated breath. The United Kingdom has already announced limitations on arms exports to Israel. Meanwhile, protests have erupted within Israel itself. Citizens are demanding an end to the violence and the safe return of hostages held by Hamas. In a televised speech, Netanyahu vowed retribution for the recent killing of 6 Israeli hostages by Hamas. He expressed sorrow for their deaths, but remained resolute in his commitment to continuing the military operation. The situation remains highly volatile, with fears of a protracted and even more devastating conflict.
German authorities are investigating a security incident at the Israeli consulate in Munich. A man armed with a knife attempted to enter the building. He was quickly apprehended by security forces. The suspect's motives remain unclear. The incident prompted an immediate and significant police response. The area surrounding the consulate was cordoned off. Witnesses reported seeing heavily armed officers securing the scene. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. This incident highlights the heightened security concerns across Europe. Jewish communities and Israeli institutions have been placed on high alert. Security measures have been increased at synagogues, cultural centers, and diplomatic missions.
The investigation into the luxury yacht accident off the coast of Sardinia, Italy, continues. Autopsy results have confirmed that all 4 victims died from drowning. The victims were passengers on the yacht when it capsized and sank last week. The cause of the accident remains under investigation. Authorities are exploring several possibilities, including a collision with an object in the water, mechanical failure, or human error. The wreckage of the yacht has been located and will be examined for clues. Investigators are also interviewing witnesses and reviewing maritime traffic data. The investigation is expected to continue for several weeks as authorities piece together the events leading up to the accident.
Michel Barnier takes charge as French Prime Minister. France has a new leader at the helm. Michel Barnier, a seasoned politician and former Brexit negotiator, has assumed the role of Prime Minister. Barnier's appointment comes at a critical juncture for France. The nation faces numerous challenges, including economic uncertainty, social unrest, and the ongoing war in Ukraine. Barnier is known for his tough negotiating skills and his deep understanding of European politics. His immediate priorities are likely to include addressing the rising cost of living, tackling unemployment, and bolstering France's international standing. Supporters praise his experience and competence, while critics express concerns about his perceived rigidity and his past stances on economic policies. The world will be watching closely as Barnier takes the reins.
Beyond the major headlines, a number of other significant events are unfolding around the globe. In the Middle East, Israeli airstrikes on Gaza continue, despite mounting international pressure for a ceasefire. Meanwhile, the European Union has announced new sanctions against Russia in response to its ongoing aggression in Ukraine. The sanctions target key sectors of the Russian economy, aiming to increase pressure on the Kremlin.
In the United States, a massive wildfire continues to rage in California. Thousands of residents have been forced to evacuate their homes as firefighters battle to contain the blaze. Adding to the global uncertainty, oil prices have surged to their highest level in years. This surge has raised concerns about inflation and its impact on the global economy.
The world watched today as several major stories unfolded. The conflict in the Middle East deepened with Israel's rejection of a ceasefire. A security scare at the Israeli consulate in Munich highlighted the global reach of the conflict. In Italy, the investigation into a deadly yacht accident pointed to drowning as the cause of death. Meanwhile, France welcomed a new leader as Michel Barnier took charge as Prime Minister. Beyond these headlines, the world grappled with other pressing issues, including the ongoing war in Ukraine, a devastating wildfire in California, and surging oil prices.